Maiden's speech, Mr. Simon Clarke.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. It was Harold Macmillan who said that, except for going over the top in war, there's hardly any experience in life so alarming as giving one's maiden speech. And I pay tribute to my honourable friend for Aldershot and my honourable friend for Berwickshire, Roxburgh and Selkirk in giving such excellent examples already today. Macmillan was, like me, a Teesside Member of Parliament, sitting for Stockton South, which until this election was so ably represented by James Wharton. And I want to take a moment just to pay tribute to James, who was a great champion for Teesside, a staunch ally of Brexit, and an excellent constituency Member of Parliament. What the electoral gods take away with one hand, they give back with another, and I stand here today having won Middlesbrough South and East Cleveland after 20 years of Labour control.
Fantastic.
This provides an opportunity to pay tribute to my predecessor, Tom Blenkinsop. Tom arrived in Parliament following the tragic death of Ashok Kumar just a few weeks before the general election of 2010. Tom's a proud Teessider and an even prouder member of the Labour Party, but he was always perfectly decent with me. Indeed, during the campaign, I found myself in a bizarre situation where the only person in my constituency with a lower opinion of the Leader of the Opposition's aptitude for Downing Street was, in fact, the sitting Labour Member of Parliament. Tom made his position perfectly clear and reconciled the situation by doing the honourable thing and resigning, and I wish him well with his return to the trade union movement. If Tom was fire and brimstone, that was in marked contrast to Ashok Kumar, who, as members who knew him will attest, was quiet and studious, but inspired fierce loyalty from his constituents. And it's very inspiring for me as a new MP to see the high regard and indeed the love which I found on doorsteps right across the constituency, and which is a powerful testament to the importance of constituency work. That quality is also true of his predecessor and the last Conservative Member of Parliament for the seat, Michael Bates, now a long-standing minister in the other place. And I want to pay particular tribute to Michael, who joined me in typical fashion at 6 a.m. in Colby Newham in the rain on election day for a dawn raid. And that's typical of the man, unassuming, shrewd, funny, and passionately committed to public service. So what is this constituency which inspires such loyalty from those who represent it in this place? For me, it has the happy advantage of being home. It's where I was born and grew up. I did so in Marton in Middlesbrough, a few hundred yards from the birthplace of Captain James Cook, and I can think of few better ambassadors for a new global Britain than a man who actually discovered large parts of the world. Now, Cook's cottage stands in the grounds of Stuart's Park, which was in turn originally the grounds of Marton Hall, home to Henry Bolko, the pioneering ironmaster and Middlesbrough's first mayor and Member of Parliament. He was one of a generation of industrialists who prompted Gladstone to christen Middlesbrough England's infant Hercules. And the proud industrial heritage of Middlesbrough and East Cleveland continues today. We've got world-leading engineering firms, we've got the iconic brand of British steel, we've got mining, the industrial might of Teesport, and of course, lest we forget, the North East is the only net exporting region of England. Add to this the huge potential of the new South Tees Development Corporation being introduced under our new Conservative Mayor of the Tees Valley, Ben Houchin. And this is the narrative that I'm really keen to champion in this place. A successful North East, a successful Middlesbrough South and East Cleveland, as part of a successful UK after Brexit. And we need to challenge the tired narrative of decline and betrayal, which at its worst has proved self-fulfilling and has held Teesside back. Anyone who knows Middlesbrough South and East Cleveland will attest that we have more than our fair share of social challenges, lives which are blighted by circumstances in which they begin. We face stubborn unemployment, poor education outcomes, family breakdown, drug and alcohol abuse, and communities that feel isolated and ignored, like Loftus, Liverton, and Lingdale. This is a powerful moral mission worthy of any generation. And as a Conservative, passionate about helping people to help themselves, I'm proud that our government has a strong record on this area, but it is clear there is much more to do. But this is not the whole, or indeed the end, of the story. Those same communities that face those challenges also throw up so many quiet community heroes, like the Vicar of Hemlington, Robert Dessex, or the members of the Loftus Accord Group, who I had the pleasure to meet during the campaign, who support charitable activities, ranging from providing summer holidays for deprived children who wouldn't otherwise have one, to backing the elderly. And indeed, it would encompass so many members of my own campaign team who serve quietly but dutifully as magistrates, helping to support Gisborough Priory, managing gardening clubs and local primary schools. Those are the real heroes. And there is another side of the constituency too. If you like, the side which people who don't know Middlesbrough South and East Cleveland may not appreciate so well. Be it Rosebery Topping, the beautiful hill that Cook climbed as a child, across the North York Moors to Scaling Dam and Cowbar, the East Cleveland coast viewed from Broughton or from the hills above Skelton, the thriving Victorian seaside resort of Saltburn, the prosperous market town of Gisborough, and the affluent southern suburbs of Middlesbrough itself. As with any constituency, there are competing narratives and competing truths, and the fact that there are so many positives about Middlesbrough South and East Cleveland has led to massive recent housing development. Some lovely new developments have been built, but we urgently need to ensure that the accompanying infrastructure follows and that the best possible use is made of brownfield sites. Transport links will be a key part of my work in this place, be it linking rural communities in East Cleveland or ensuring that traffic in South Middlesbrough can flow properly. Middlesbrough's motto is Eramus, we shall be. In closing, Mr. Speaker, I am immensely proud and grateful to have the opportunity to champion my area on the next stage of its remarkable journey.
Yeah.